thought I didn't think we were sharp or played the way we've been playing on the offensive end. Unfortunately, I didn't think our big three had a great game. That being said, I thought we had our chances in the game. Thought we made some good plays. I thought a couple things hurt us in the first half. Casey Morcell going out with 2 fouls and only having a chance to play 3 minutes. And then in the second half, I just think the difference in the game, when you look at it, is we knew coming into the game that Notre Dame's a team that a very good three-point shooting team. And, we lost them a couple times. I thought they had a stretch where Lazinski really went off, giving up 11 threes against those guys on their home floor. I think was the big difference in the game. I thought our guys did a good job of, fighting and clawing. But when you look at the stat sheet, I think the major difference is they went 11 for 28 from the three-point line, and then obviously was able to get to the free throw line 24 times. So questions?
Start with James.
Yeah, Kevin, a similar question that I asked Darion. I think coming into ACC play, you guys led the league in free throws made and attempted, but that number's kind of dried up here in play. I'm interested, when you've watched the games back, is it something you're seeing offensively? Are you not getting to the rim as much in non-conference play, or maybe just not getting the calls as much?
No, I think it's a combination of both. People are doing a good job. To be honest with you, we were getting to the line a lot because of most of them was Sebron being able to drive the ball. And I think a lot of teams are doing a better job of keeping him out of the paint. And then, in a few of those games, when you look at it, during our stretch, we had, the Louisville game, and then at home against Virginia, we shot the ball so well behind the three-point line that obviously we didn't have to take free throws. We didn't get in there. We didn't drive it because we were hot from the outside. So I think it's a combination of a little bit of everything. Hopefully that changed. I think when we look back at the last game against Virginia, we only got there 6 times, but we shot it well. And, for us, getting there 12 times, I think we got to get there a little bit more. Against Virginia, there was only one guy on our team that got to the free throw line, and that was Casey. He took all 6 free throws.
And just to follow up, watching the game, it seems like these two offenses kind of mirror each other in the way they try to play. Did you coming in, did you feel like the three-point line was going to be critical? Just whichever team could win there would have a great chance of winning this game?
Well, I did. And you guys know this because there is no Manny, there's no Ernest Ross. We are a perimeter team. And obviously when we have success is when we're able to shoot the basketball, or Darion is able to drive the basketball and create shots for himself and others. And, we didn't shoot it particularly well. When you look at it, we only made 6 of them. We didn't have a great night shooting the ball, and they did. And I think that was the biggest difference. And, when you give up, they had 33 points from the three-point line, and we had 18, and it's an 8-point game. And so that was a difference. And then obviously, as we talked about earlier, James, the free throw line.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, James.
Corey.
Kevin, obviously, foul trouble played a pretty big part in this one from the very start. Casey Morcell, the 2 early fouls. Felt like he had a really strong game overall for when he was on the court, 10 points in 20 minutes. But just your thoughts on how that affected this game overall.
Well, I think it affected it, Corey. He's starting to play good basketball, and we talked about that. And he's probably, one of the guys who's really contributing. And not only does it hurt you on the offensive end, it really, really where it shows up is defensively and his rebounding and everything else. And when he went out, we did all we could. We only have 9 scholarship guys, so I couldn't risk playing him in the first half and not have him available in the second. And then we ended up the half tied at the half. But it definitely changes our team, because it forces us to go a little bit young. Our young guys didn't play great tonight as they've been playing in the past. And obviously we need them to play a little bit better.
And for Cam Hayes, obviously, some up, some down in this game, did have the 4 turnovers, but also shoots 5 of 9, one of his better shooting performances. Just your thoughts on what he was able to do in this game with Casey having to sit on the bench for most of the first half?
Well, I was happy to see the ball go in the hole for Cam. I think, through this process a little bit, he's lost his confidence a little bit. but he has worked hard in practice, harder in practice to get it back. And he's done some extra shooting and everything else. No, did he play a perfect game? Absolutely not. But he's played better. He played better tonight than he's played in the past. And hopefully he can continue to get out of his little shooting slump and get back to helping us, because we need another veteran guard to play really well. Yeah.
And my last one for you, start of the game, you guys had 5 offensive rebounds in like the first 5 or 6 minutes that led to 8 second chance points. At the end, by the end of the game, obviously only 10 second chance points in this one. How big of a difference was that in terms of not being able to get that type of offense that you had at the beginning?
Well, I think it was huge, because if we're not shooting the ball well, we've got to be able to figure out how to score. And one of the ways is getting offensive rebounds and getting second and third opportunities. Some of those came because EB was, getting on the offensive glass himself also. But he was completely taken out of the game when they went small and they put Lazinski at the 5. And I thought during that moment it hurt us. But certainly when we didn't play, when we weren't shooting the ball great with a great percentage, one of the things we got to rely on is creating off our defense, getting out in transition and getting some offensive rebounds. And we didn't have many in the second half.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Corey.
James?
Yeah, Kevin, just to kind of feed a little bit off Corey's question there, since you've moved Darion to more on the ball, has that impacted his offensive rebounding much at all to you?
Well, I don't think it's impacted his offensive rebounding, because we kind of move him all over the place.
Right.
He does, if you look at it, he starts the game at the point. But most time when we sub, we try to get him off the point just so we can put him in different situations. If you were doing a scouting report, one of the things you're going to say is try to keep Darion Seaborn out of the paint. But the second thing you're going to say is you have to put a body on him on every shot, because he goes. And I think teams are doing more game planning against him than anything.
And just the last one I have for you, there was some confusion watching the game on Jericho's 4th foul. Did they go to the monitor and review the play, or were they reviewing the spot if it was in the circle? Could you give just a little bit on what they told you on that?
So they didn't go to the monitor and review it. The second official ran in and said he was in the circle. I haven't seen the play to be able to comment on it. They called it originally a charge, and then it was overturned by another official, which is apparently what you're allowed to do. But they didn't go to the monitor to make the call. If they went to the monitor, it was probably more to see what was on the clock, opposed to what the call was. He ran in and he said he was in the restricted area.